Hello, all you awesome healers, intuitives, highly sensitive people. This episode is for you because we're talking about near field interactions with people. And what do I mean by near field interactions? Those are the ones in which you are close by one another. And there's two ways in which you can interact with somebody that's in the same room, right, directly. Well, actually, there's at least three. But today I'm going to talk about your near field interactions having to do with the energy field or aura that's surrounding you. And I'll be talking a little bit more about how those interactions work and how you can protect yourself. So stay tuned to hear more. This is Anastasia. I used to be a physics professor specializing in vibrational and quantum physics. After recovering from a serious illness using energy healing on myself, the calling to heal became so strong that I had to quit my 40-year research career. I replaced my 6-figure professor salary within 5 months using a simple but not easy 3-step system that I worked out to grow my healing practice. Now I help other healers grow their practices, whether they're just starting or already have a practice, with this same 3-step system. I'm all about helping you too. Listen in to learn more. Thank you so much for coming back. And as I mentioned, today we're going to talk about your near field interactions having to do with the energy field surrounding your body and how you can protect yourself when you encounter people that can do things within your energy field. So your energy field, some people read auras. That's all they do. They read your energy field and they can see everything within. And really, a lot of what's going on inside you, especially the really obvious, the ones that are occupying your thoughts all the time and that are affecting your energy, will show up. Like some people see it like a movie. Oh, I see your mother in there, and she did this to you when you were young, and therefore you're carrying this imprint throughout your life. So there are other ways that you interact with people in the near field is if you allow your energy field to be fully expanded, because you can expand and contract it at will. And I'll talk a little bit about how you can control it in just a minute or two. But you can, when it's relaxed, it's at about your arm span away from you. So it's about 5 to 6 feet in diameter, and it's not just on your sides but also over the top of your head and below the bottom of your feet. Most people forget that. So the important thing about those near field interactions is if you're completely relaxed and you're walking through a crowd of people and they're completely relaxed and you make a close approach. And when you make that close approach, you can pick up the other people's energy. So if they're toxic at the moment, then you can pick up that toxic energy, especially if you're highly intuitive and sensitive and are also a healer, because when we feel somebody in distress, our natural instinct is to try to make them feel better, right? So in this near field interaction, there are several things you can do to protect yourself. But let's talk about families and important people in your life, right? So when you go to a family gathering, you sit close to one another, for example, around a table, or you hug each other. If you're a Greek like me, you're always hugging everybody and kissing people on the cheek. The same go with French and several other European communities that are really huggy and personal, right? Germans are a little different. They just shake hands to say hello and goodbye. But that's enough to get your energy fields interacting, because anytime you're closer than 6 feet, you will, 6 feet, because, going out 3 feet in one direction, they're going out 3 feet in one direction, and your energy fields will rub. And when you are speaking to someone, like in Western cultures, when you're speaking to someone you don't know, it's natural to stand 5 or 6 feet apart. Any closer, it's uncomfortable. If somebody moves in, you will move out. If you move in, they will move out. It's kind of normal. It's almost like it's almost like a bungee cord, right? You're at this comfortable distance, and when you come in, they'll pull out to make sure that the bungee cord is taut. So how do you protect yourself from that energy, right? So the first thing to do, of course, is when you go into crowds, you can pull your energy field in to avoid this contact with people. You can also do it in your family gatherings, and when you sit next to people, you can just pull yourself in. And if somebody is expanded out to fill a room, like I know people that I've been associated with and was in close relationships with, that would expand to fill the room like you had no room to breathe. These are people that brag a lot, try to get everybody's attention. They tend to be narcissists. You know the kind of people I mean. Like if you say that you did something, that you got an award or somebody recognized you for something good you did, and then they'll tell a story to top that. And they can't just leave it alone and say, oh, that's so awesome for you, right? So they'll suck the air out of the room so they don't leave anything for anybody else. And when you encounter people like that are just filling the room up and sucking all the energy out of the room, is you can just simply ask them, could you please pull yourself in? And they'll go, what? And the interesting thing is that the subconscious hears it, even if the conscious mind doesn't register it. The subconscious hears it and goes, oh yeah, and they pull it in. So you can expand and contract your energy field at will, right? So if you take a deep breath and imagine yourself growing, right, it will push your energy field out. When you're home alone, you want to allow your energy field to relax to its full state. You also want to make sure that it's intact, because the edges of your field need to be intact. And the reason being is that when you keep it intact, it prevents people from doing things like courting to you, from injecting thoughts, or even from energetic entities, spiritual entities, and those kinds of things that will find a gap and come in. So your energy field, just to explain, your energy field is a lot like your skin, right? Your skin keeps bacteria out. It has some pores, so some things can get absorbed through your skin, like moisture can get absorbed through your skin. And that's why your skin, when you sit in the water for too long, will get all kind of wrinkly and weird. And after a couple of hours, the skin will smooth back down as the water evaporates back out, or as your body absorbs it, right? So your energy field is much the same way. If you keep it intact, then it's harder for anything foreign or anything toxic to come in. There's another thing that you can do, is that you can put a protective coating on it. I call it a quantum shield. So you can put a protective coating on it and make sure that there's no holes or gaps. And I'm doing this for you now. If you're listening, you can also comb out all of the toxic memories, the harmful memories, the sad memories, the shameful memories, the memories where you feel guilty, fearful, angry, any of those, would just let them go down deep into the ground and let them go down the grounding cord, right? So this is very helpful, keeping your energy field clean. And then just imagining you have a complete plexiglass coating around the outside that's colored a nice sky blue. This will only allow the high frequency things of love, gratitude, joy, happiness to come in, and it will reflect out all of the low frequency things like anger, jealousy, rage, shame, guilt, fears. All of those will be reflected off. So you are more protected. So you just use your imagination, because like I said, your subconscious does everything that you ask it to, right? So if you tell your subconscious that you need protection and you create this shield around you that will help prevent the low frequency stuff to come in. And I've used this for years. I first discovered it because, of course, I understand how color filters work. This is called a bandpass filter, where most filters are cutoff filters. A cutoff filter will only allow the low frequency stuff in and cut off all the high frequency. And the bandpass filter cuts off all the low frequency and allows a band of higher frequency energy to come in. This is how filters actually work. So I put this filter around a little boy who was experiencing a lot of attack. He could feel it. He was about 2. He was born enlightened or awake. So he could see the energies around him and they were harming him. And he would tell me, I have a bad tummy ache. And so I created a quantum bubble around him that had that color on him. And it allowed him to feel comfortable again. His tummy ache instantly disappeared. And I also noticed that when I do it around the house, that the house feels a lot more comfortable too. So that's one thing that you can do. So here are the 2 tips is, being in the company of other people, your near field interaction. You can be affected by other people's thoughts, emotions, any kind of thought they project at you, of toxic relationship, any kind of jealousy, anything, anger, all that. You can reflect it away by, number 1, pulling yourself in when you're entering into a room full of people. Make sure that when you go away that you allow yourself to relax. And number 2, putting a protective shield around you. And I've already explained in other broadcasts how to release all of the toxic energy that you may have accumulated through something like this. So I hope that was helpful today, because this is part of relationships. You have, distant interactions, that's with cords and thoughts, and you have near field interactions, which are through your energy fields or aura. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking valuable time out of your day to listen in. If you found this message helpful, please help spread the word by giving the broadcast a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to my channel with your notifications on. For further training on healing and growing your healing business using my 3-step system, go to www.highpaidhealers.com. And I'll see you in the next video.